Miss Shirley teaching people line dances, right? Whole time I'm thinking the discourse is because Miss Shirley is old and she needs to sit the fuck down somewhere. I'll go look up Miss Shirley. Bitch, that is a fucking toddler.
What is up, YouTube? I hope you guys are doing so good. If you're new to my channel, I am so gifted. Hey, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. We mothers do our thing year round, but today is extra special and I hope you're having a great day. So anyway, a 4-year-old went viral for doing a popular line dance on social media. And what should have been a cute, feel-good moment turned into a social media debate. Some folks are cheering her on, calling it harmless, but others, they are deeply concerned. They say the moves were too grown and the constant dancing with adults can be putting her at risk. And this moment is also sparking some great dialogue in the comment section of these TikTok videos. People are asking questions like, why is it so hard for Black children just to be seen as kids? Why are Black children viewed through grown-up lenses while other kids of other races get to be called innocent? Why can't Black kids just be allowed to exist as children like everyone else? When do Black kids get to just be kids without all of the extra assumptions? All right, now before we get into this conversation, let's talk about this song and line dance that has everybody in the frenzy and in a chokehold. So you've probably seen this dance everywhere. It's a whole phenomenon at this point. Everybody and their mama is trying to learn it like it's a line dance final exam. The song behind it is called Boots on the Ground by 803 Fresh, and it's been taking over TikTok, Reels, and real life functions. Now, line dancing is nothing new in our culture, which is Black culture. We've been doing this. But if you've been seeing the hashtag trail ride, which is new to me, that's where a lot of this energy is coming from. Trail rides are rooted in Southern Black tradition, especially in places like Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Big country energy, Black cowboy vibes, good music, good food, horses, and of course, the dance floor is always hot. So when you hear that beat drop, you already know it's time to step. Now, I wish I can play the song in this video, but I can't due to copyright reasons, of course. But y'all know the song, Where Them Fans At? I can't get this song out of my head. This song is such a great song, and I feel like it's going to be one of them staple songs that's going to be played at every function and cookout. It's a must, just like the Cupid Shuffle or the Electric Slide. Now, the creator of this song, 803 Fresh, was recently at a Beyonce concert where she started singing his song. Now, I don't know if this was planned or if this was a surprise to him, but either way, I bet you he felt so happy because, wow, Beyonce Queen Bee is on stage performing his song. And I wonder if he knew this song was going to take off like this because it is crazy. He is never going to forget this moment. I know 803 Fresh is probably overjoyed and over the moon to be able to really be there to witness Beyonce, who is a global phenomenon in herself. She's an amazing entertainer, show love to his song. And of course, she from Houston, so she going to give it up either way. That's her hometown. And I also wanted to show love to the creator of this line dance. His name is Trey Little, and he did the choreography for Boots on the Ground.
All right, so this the brother right here who actually made the dance for Boots on the Ground. Tell me your name and where you from.
My name is Trey Little, and I am from Noonan, Georgia. I am the choreographer for Boots on the Ground. We're just out here having a good time, and we love y'all.
I appreciate that.
I am sure that Trey Little is also just as overwhelmed and overjoyed and proud of how there are so many people trying to learn his choreography to this song, Boots on the Ground. There are so many people on here trying to teach folks how to do it. You see celebrities doing it. You see regular folks just going viral for doing this choreography. You see people like our forever First Lady, Michelle Obama. You see Kamala Harris. You see everybody, no matter the age, young or old, doing this dance. But recently, one of the folks hitting that line dance was a 4-year-old that they call Miss Shirley. And once that clip hit the internet, folks had a lot to say.
Miss Shirley teaching people line dances, right? Whole time I'm thinking the discourse is because Miss Shirley is old and she needs to sit the fuck down somewhere. I'll go look up Miss Shirley. Bitch, that is a toddler. Why are we calling a toddler Miss? Better yet, why are you as a parent allowing grown-ass men and women to call your child Miss Shirley? Like, I don't give a fuck about the line dances. I don't give a fuck about the outfits. I am more concerned about the fact that a toddler is being called Miss Shirley. Like Miss Pearly? Like, was little Shirley not a fucking shit? Furthermore, why the fuck does that baby have an old woman name? Shirley is a 75-year-old woman that keeps soft peppermints in her fucking purse. Shirley is not the name for a little girl in 2025. Shirley is up there with goddamn Ethel and fucking Ruth Ann. And if Miss Shirley is just a character that they have created for their daughter, why the fuck is Miss Shirley a character that you would choose to create for a fucking toddler?
In this TikTok video, the caption says, Miss Shirley mama got her doing a new dance and it's just getting inappropriate now.
Y'all not gonna like what I'm finna say, but I'm finna say it. I do not like how y'all got them little girls doing that boots on the ground challenge. Everything is not meant for little kids, man, especially little girls. I don't want my little girl popping her fan and popping her hips nowhere around no grown men, because let's be real, that's where it's happening at. Sometimes we just gotta let kids be kids. Y'all be letting kids grow up way too fast. Then when somebody with logical sense speak on it, y'all try to attack them. No, stop hyper-sexualizing kids. Stop doing it. There are real-life creeps out here. Y'all act like they're not real-life creeps out here. And then you got the enabling grown folks hyping it up, man. Look, I just can't do it. I'm not gonna sit around and act like it's an uneasy feeling when I see it. You and your little fan go sit down somewhere. That's what I'm gonna need you to do.
Everybody's scared to say it, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Nah, I was messing with a couple of steps Miss Shirley was doing at first. Nah, her mama got her dancing and grinding and whining while she doing these steps. They putting extra steps in these dances and making this little girl do these dances, and she up dancing with grown people. Where are the kids? I feel like that's very inappropriate for that baby to be dancing like that. Out of all the videos that I seen, this was the worst one. Like, all the rest of them was cool. They was cute. She was doing her little 1, 2, her little couple steps. Then they started adding all this extra grinding and whining in her steps. Like, these dances is really getting out of hand for real. Like, I feel like the mama should start making different content now. Like, she needs to start making content for her kid, like kid content, like her doing stuff with Miss Shirley. Her taking Miss Shirley out to Disneyland, or just like making content with her and her daughter.
I want y'all to imagine if someone saw me riding around without my seatbelt and they came up to me and said, you should really consider wearing your seatbelt, because if you get in a car accident, you could be ejected from your vehicle and die. You should really wear your seatbelt. And imagine if I responded to them by saying, why would you even be thinking about me getting into a car accident? That's how dumb some of y'all sound when reacting to these posts of children on the internet. When I first saw the video of the girl dancing in her boots, it had probably about 5 or 10,000 saves. It now has 60. And if you think that those 60,000 plus people saving that post are doing it just because they want to go back and have a little laugh later, you're naive and sadly mistaken. One of the classes I took this semester of law school was an e-discovery class, and one of the things we covered was deepfakes. And I think some of y'all need to educate yourself on the types of things that can be created from even the shortest clip or even a picture. Technology nowadays, y'all do not understand what can be done. I also find it really ironic that this girl's name is supposedly Miss Shirley or something like that. Did none of y'all watch Shirley Temple? Did none of y'all watch John Benet Ramsey? And that was before AI and before the internet. If you are posting, and no one is saying that a child isn't allowed to be a child, just don't put it on the internet. There are evil people in this world. Protect your children. We could have been dancing like that in the comfort of our own living room and none of us would care because none of us would know. Except now it's on the internet for everyone to see, and it's probably already gotten into the wrong hands.
Now, this creator, she made a great point when she mentioned the phrase deepfake. Now, I know about deepfake corn with the P word, but I would never in my wildest thoughts think something like this, especially when it pertained to a child. But just like she said, the internet is filled with so many evil people and sick people out there. And when you're aware what people can do with your child image, you want to be more careful with the type of content that you're putting online. So I agree with everything that this creator said. Like, you do have people in the comments like, let kids be kids and all she doing is dancing and blah, blah, blah. But when someone is trying to educate you about something, because that's not something I would have thought of. And I don't know if she knows about this, but she learned this in class. If we're not taking these type of classes, how will we really know unless somebody is putting that information out there on the internet? And instead of just, being defensive, how about listen to what somebody is trying to educate you on? So I get that.
You don't think it can happen to you, and that's your problem. That's your problem. So I made a video almost a month ago explaining the boots on the ground and how I feel like little girls shouldn't be doing it. When I came out and said it, I was all kind of PDF files. Who am I? You know what I'm saying? I'm probably the one that's looking at them. But what do y'all have to say now that the women are speaking up on it too? It is women telling y'all the same thing. That is not a dance that a little girl should be doing. And the fact that y'all find it okay is really disturbing. It's the fact that y'all really sit up and y'all glorify it like it's something they should be doing. And just for reference, I wasn't speaking on Miss Shirley. I wasn't even aware of Miss Shirley until my chat brought it up. But when I seen the videos, yes, that's exactly the type of stuff I'm talking about. She ain't the only one doing it. When people tell y'all putting y'all kids in danger, y'all don't want to believe it because you want to be the perfect parent. You think you the perfect parent and you want to be your child's friend. You want to have fun. Yay, let's go. It's not going to be funny when you got to get that search party together. It's not going to be funny if you got to plan that funeral. It's not going to be cute when you find out that somebody in their 40s and 50s got a kidnapping charge because they choose to take your daughter. The thing is, y'all think everybody in this world is playing by the rules. Oh, they kids. Who should be looking at them? Why a grown man looking at? They're creeps. They don't go by your rules. They don't care about what you think. And when somebody try to warn y'all about it, y'all act oblivious and blind to the facts. They know boots on the ground, but they don't know 5 times 5. They know boots on the ground, but they don't know how to count to 20. They know boots on the ground, but they don't know what a $50 bill look like. They calling it a 20. They know boots on the ground, but they don't know how to write. They don't know how to spell their name. They don't know how to head their paper or indent. None of this stuff. We are turning into a trending society, and it's stupid. It's really stupid. We're becoming dumber and dumber. The more dances and the line dances come out, we're becoming slower and slower. If it take 100,000 people to tell you that something is wrong and you still ignore it, you're the problem. You're the problem. Get it together.
Shirley, the one that be dancing and stuff with the boots on the ground. At first, I was that I was digging in and shit. I was like, okay, come. Oh, I got my boots on. I was But now it's kind of like, my first question was like, do her daddy like that? Like, do her daddy approve of that shit? Because my daddy would have been like, put your motherfucking leg down, So I was just like, where the daddy if the mama the one taking her, and obviously the mama don't care? Where's the daddy? Do the daddy care? Is the daddy on the sideline like, I don't want her doing that, but the mama like, my daughter gonna do what the fuck? I wanted to know about that. Then I was like, okay, now this like, I know this little girl want to be around some kids. It's giving she around parents and older people a lot doing that damn dance. Then she learning different ones that's like with her grinding and shit. That's a little too much. Like, that's what I mean by y'all be like, you're the parent. I understand she want to do the dance and shit, but it's for you to say, okay, baby, that's enough now. Stop doing all of that. That is a little too grown for you. Holding the leg extra high, talking about bow, bow, bow. Then she talking about like, come on, hold the okay.
These TikTok creators are wearing me out with all this cussing. I tried my best to like bleep stuff out, but this creator, she just said the F word every other word, but she did make some valid points. I'm not gonna lie, when I did see a couple of the videos, I didn't love all of the grinding and all the facial expressions, but I'll say this. I don't think the little girl was trying to be sexy or grown. She's just mimicking what she sees. But that's the point. She's mimicking what she sees. And when she's doing the most, I do feel like a parent should probably step in and say, help her tone it down a little bit. She's a baby, but the internet is full of adults and not all of them have pure intentions. So that's what's making people nervous or making people concerned.
I saw Miss Shirley for the first time 2 weeks ago, and I'm gonna be honest, I was uncomfortable watching that video. Not in the sense of, I'm sexualizing this child, but in the sense of other people maybe. If I saw her in person dancing, I'd be like, oh my God, that little girl is so cute. Look at her go, she danced better than me. But the fact that I'm seeing it online, it is what makes me uncomfortable because I know how people are on the internet. Some people seek out children on the internet, and you're putting that baby on display. You have one video, 3 million likes or something like that, with almost 240,000 saves. How does that not scare you? Your baby is popping her hip. She's doing a lot of movement that adults usually do. There's no problem with her dancing like that, but on the internet with this many pedophiles, and they say they're mostly in their 20s. This white man got on here on a podcast and was like, we shouldn't be, vigilant, excuse me, but you should be hyper vigilant. That's how scary it is to post your child online. He said they're taking pictures and videos of your child and putting it into AI and making those AI videos very, very sexual. And you're putting your child on the internet, popping her hips. In some of the videos, she's in shorts, or she's just, it's just, I'm uncomfortable. Y'all know how I feel about protecting children. And I don't think you're protecting your child for some views. I don't like it. I truly do not.
If you guys have gotten this far into the video, do me a favor and pause it and drop me some boots and fans in the comment section down below. I'm trying to see something. But yeah, I feel the same way that this content creator felt. When I first saw the video, I'm like, oh, she is so cute. She really, she's a little star. And this is really where the heart of the conversation is, because when we talk about the adultification of Black children, especially little girls, it's not just about strangers on the internet. We're often judged harder, criticized more, and expected to carry ourselves in ways that other kids just aren't. And sometimes that judgment starts at home. And it's not just strangers or outsiders looking in. Look at how the family nicknamed her Miss Shirley. At first that might seem cute, but after a while, nicknames like that start to shape a child's personality. She's expected to carry herself a certain way, to be this grown little Miss Shirley character instead of just being a 4-year-old. Now that's how adultification can sneak in. It's real quiet and real low-key, and we've seen it before. We've seen it in child stars for decades, Shirley Temple being one, JonBenet Ramsey also. And I see that TikTok creators are bringing these two child stars up, but I'm not trying to project their situations onto this beautiful, talented little girl. But the point is, when children are constantly performing, constantly being praised for acting older than they are, it really blurs the line between celebration and exploitation. Like, we love to say, let kids be kids, but are we actually doing that? Like, are we really doing that? Or are we rushing their growth because it entertains us, goes viral, or reminds us of a little version of ourselves? That's something that we really need to talk about, and that's something that we really need to sit with, because sometimes parents are living vicariously through their own kids. So no, this isn't something new, but that's exactly why people are speaking up, because history has shown us what happens, and people are just, using this as a cautionary tale to be careful with what you or how you present your child online. At the end of the day, I don't think this commentary was about tearing down a child or tearing down her parents. This little girl is clearly gifted, and I truly hope that she's surrounded by people who protect that light. So shout out to little Miss Shirley. May her journey be filled with joy, balance, and the kind of love that lets her be both talented and innocent without having to grow up too fast. We're definitely rooting for her. So I want to know you guys' thoughts on this conversation. Is Miss Shirley being too grown, or is she just mimicking what she sees? Do we overreact when it's Black girls, or are we finally starting to pay attention to the patterns that need to be addressed? Drop your thoughts in the comments, but let's keep it respectful. This is about conversation, not condemnation. And also, don't forget to drop your city, your state, your location. I want to know where in the world this video reaches. All right, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Peace.
What them haters at? Where them haters at? Where them haters at? Hit one time. I'm gonna keep on stepping, baby. I'm finna keep on stepping.